Well, my frustration is that I don't understand what country or what state we live in anymore. I thought this was the United States of America. I thought this was the great state of Alabama. And I don't understand how an elected official that sits as a governor is making this into his own private dictatorship. He doesn't understand the magnitude of the lives that he's destroying in here. I called about 200 people today. I have 200 people that work with me. And this morning, highest of highs. Tears of joy. People excited to come back to work. Can't wait. We're like a huge family here. There's a lot of hugs, a lot of handshakes. And then tonight, we had to break every one of those hearts. And same tears, just not of joy this time. And it's all because that we live in a state that I don't understand anymore. I am one of these gambling bosses that the governor keeps talking about. One of these big mafia guys that steal from the poor and give to the rich. Nothing could be further from the truth, I'll tell you that. The men and women that we have working for us are top-notch. You cannot find better people. Good, honest, hard-working people. Most of the people that actually voted for this governor, and he spits in their face with every action. Yes, they do. We actually called them this morning, so this was all within a 12-hour period. We had some of them come out today, help us get some things in order. And like I said this morning, it was it was like a family reunion. And tonight we had to call them back and tell them the exact opposite of what we told them this morning. It's ridiculous, guys. It really is. We talk about jobs and we talk about people, but you can't really feel that until you see grown men with tears in their eyes. You see women that have trouble affording diapers for their children, and now we have to tell them again that we're afraid of their safety, we're afraid for our patrons' safety, we're afraid for our assets, because we know if we open the doors that the governor and John Tyson, they're not going to come in here like civilized adults, come in and talk to us. We've invited these guys several times, and I just do not understand how the highest of our government have the least moral fiber of anyone.
Do you think they really care?
I don't think they care at all. We talk about lame duck governors, he's on his way out, and I don't understand why this is a personal vendetta, but he was elected by the citizens of this state, and I can tell you that this is not a bingo issue. Bingo was out the door a long time ago. This is about civil rights. This is about a legitimate business with legitimate jobs, and no, he doesn't care at all. He doesn't. I told him that we didn't know. I've said this before, that we will not put our assets in danger. We won't put our employees in danger or our customers that come here. And honestly, we don't know. I mean, I wish we did. I wish I had, a time and a date, because I guarantee you about 97, 98% of them would be here at the Bell Zone. But we just told them to stand by. And the thing about it is, just to show the resolve and the type of people that we have, they're still with us. They're still there. They're waiting. They're at home waiting for a phone call right now. And I guarantee you, if we called them, 30 minutes, this parking lot would be full, and they'd be here ready to work.
Stance. I mean, it's not. He said all along he's against gambling, but he's also against the way this is being handled. And he suggested that we go to court and have a declaratory judgment action to determine if electronic bingo is legal or not legal. Very simple. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out what we need to do. We've tried 3 times to go to court. We've got a judge assigned to this case that's been a circuit judge for 34 years. It's not like, we want to have our day in court. They haven't let us have our day in court. Every time we've had a hearing set, they've run to the Supreme Court and had us squashed or stayed. We're in a stay right now for 4 weeks. What that means, they're just sitting on it. They're not going to let us have our hearing. And by doing that, basically, that's kept their doors closed. Well, I was hopeful yesterday, and that's one of the reasons my advice to our clients was I felt like we could open with Troy King superintending the task force and firing John Tyson, I felt comfortable Troy King wouldn't do the tactics that John Tyson's been doing, and that's how we could get open. And it has nothing to do with his position on electronic bingo or anything else. His position is, let's not attack people in the middle of the night without a search warrant. How would you like to have somebody go in your house in the middle of the night without a search warrant? You know.
Given the way things have gone in the past 6 months or so, is there any fear of the Supreme Court and what the decision might be?
Well, hopefully the Supreme Court will do the right thing and allow the Attorney General to do his job. That's what he's elected to do. We're in a constitutional crisis here. The governor is trying to usurp the authority of the Attorney General. And basically, if he does that, there's no need to have an Attorney General. If the governor can just appoint task force all over the place to enforce crime, the local DAs and everything else, they have no power. And they were elected to do this. Now, the Attorney General is supposedly over every DA in the state, including John Tyson. John Tyson's answer to that is, well, I answer to the governor. The governor appointed me, and I represent the governor, and you know, he's the DA of Mobile County, period. That's what he's elected to do. And as a matter of fact, Troy King beat him in an election back in 2006 and beat him bad. It wasn't even close. So, you know, the people of the state determine who should be the chief law enforcement officer in this state. And, you know, how we've gotten to here has just been, it's a bizarre thing. I think somebody could write a book out of what all has happened here. And you know, innocent people are being hurt. I mean, 1,500 families are being hurt. I wonder when it's all said and done, if somebody will look and see how much unemployment compensation has been paid to these employees. The last time I checked, it was over $300,000 a week is being paid. And if you add that to the other places that are closed, the other places that, you know, are in similar situations to us, just think of the millions of dollars that have been spent. I saw in the Dauphin Eagle the other day, $536,000 are spent on attorney's fees. You know, just involving this, paid for by the governor and his task force. I wonder if that bill's up to date. I'll bet you it's a way more than that has been expended. How much do you think it cost when they brought these 300 cars down here that night, or 150 cars, or however many cars it was? I mean, it looked like you know, I've never seen anything like it. I've been practicing law for 30 years, and I have never seen any kind of, you know. I just hope that night there weren't emergencies on the highway, people in car wrecks that weren't served by the state troopers that were down here parading around in this parking lot. I mean, they could have done that with 10 people. They didn't need 150 people.